I don't know.
Hey, it's Kat, and it's
Raven Escobar.
Yeah, we're back for more. So we left the courthouse hours ago. We got in a deep discussion and argument, but that's a whole nother story. People wanted to know what happened. You want to tell them what happened?
Well, today was very interesting because Tory Lanez, he has new attorneys, and looks like he's going to get a fair shake from the judicial system this time.
You think?
Yeah, I think because a lot of evidence that was suppressed by the prior attorneys is going to get a chance to get unsuppressed.
Also, the judge said that the gag order has been lifted. Some things are still going to be a little weird, like he can't contact, I guess, Megan or something like that, but who would want to do that? But at least Tory now can speak, as opposed to being ball gagged for 2 years.
And a lot of things that the prosecution was supposed to give to his attorneys did not reach them yet after 2 weeks of being asked for it. So the judge made sure today that they were going to get that evidence before they left from the court, not from them waiting around anymore.
Right. It might be loud because we're up on in a building and we're outside.
And it's cold again in Los Angeles. It's freezing again.
Yeah, drive safely because we've had a downpour of rain and stuff like that. So,
million potholes.
Yeah. What else are we? Yeah, the questions that you guys are asking is Tory, and we forgot to mention, Tory looked, I don't want to say happy, but he looked good.
He's at peace.
Well, I don't know. I can't think for him, but what I'm saying is
he looks pleasant and at peace in his face.
Yeah. He seemed to be, holding up good, which is a good thing. And let's just talk about some of the drama in the court, because that's a lot of stuff you guys don't see, which I find actually more interesting. The stuff that happens behind the veil, shall we say, or in the hallways. So, I don't want to bring up any names, however.
No, we're not going to name any names.
No, but it is important to realize that some people, they're using this case to, promote their brand, which is fine, right? However, they're doing things that may or may not be, I don't know if the word's illegal, but may or may not be
ethical.
Ethical. Thank you. That's a better word. They may not
ethical. May not be ethical.
Right. And they got called out on that, and they didn't like it. But I don't care, because the funny thing was, I was really polite before.
Yeah, she was polite.
I'm not going to be polite to people who are doing stuff that's just out of pocket and then try to act like they're some superhero. Real reporters go out and actually investigate. Seriously.
That's what real reporters do.
They do.
They investigate.
They do more than just sit on their ass and type stuff and listen to conversations. And, that is reporting, but that's kind of spying. However, you can actually investigate stuff by actually going to locations, by actually fact-checking people's testimony.
And she got a good interview with Tory's new attorney, so be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, hopefully it sells. But the funny thing is, a bunch of people filmed it so that you'll hear my voice. Nobody else was able to ask a question. But, all I'm trying to say is, this is somebody's life. This is somebody's father. This is somebody's son.
And a great music artist to boot.
Well, you can say that. I don't really know Tory's music, but what I'm trying to say is this is real. This isn't fake shit. This is somebody's life. If he's falsely accused, then that's horrible. And if he did do the crime, then they need to prove it with a reasonable shadow of the doubt. And in my mind, you cannot prove to me that was his gun. We don't know whose gun that was. There's a lot of things we don't know about, and a lot of people didn't testify that could have. So this case, to me, is not closed.
And then again, by a long shot, it's not closed, because in the beginning, and I'll say it again, and at the risk of sounding redundant, there were specific guidelines given by the judge that if someone's testimony changed at any time or any point, that was a reason to have it thrown out. And a lot of people's testimony should be impeached. And now that the judge has given other guidelines now, because Tory's attorneys asked for certain motions or certain things that come back into play, it's going to be real interesting to see how the new case plays out and what justice is going to prevail this time.
Well, they said in April the 10th, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be the next hearing, and that's going to be the sentencing. Unless they have something, they're going to be able to show that he deserves a new trial.
Well, hopefully he can get a new trial, and then everybody will be made to testify again. And then this time, maybe different questions can be asked, because the judicial system has a way of not allowing certain things into a case. And if something actually happened, it's interesting how those things don't get an opportunity to come into the courtroom and nobody gets to know about it. It is in the discovery, but it's suppressed.
Yeah, he mentioned about there was a lot of suppressed evidence that was not in the case, so we don't know what they're talking about. But there's been a lot of conjecture, a lot of people saying, he did this, he did that, but facts, not emotional, but facts. What are the facts? Where were the people sitting in the car at all times? Because where they sat makes a big difference. If Tory was accused of shooting Megan from the outside of the car, shooting in, which she said on Gayle King, is that a true statement? You know what I mean? Did Tory go outside and really try to talk Megan back into the car when she was upset? Like, where were they sitting in all these different times? And you know what I mean? And then how drunk were they? Was Megan drunk? All these things we don't know.
And why was it so imperative that Tory get in that vehicle that night?
Yeah, but Megan had to be in his car with her belongings. That's why I keep saying the gold suitcase matches the gold gun. Whose suitcase was it?
And 007 was not there.
No, there was no golden eye or golden gun. But I'm just saying, I never met a man. I mean, I don't know many men that walk around with guns, but I would find it very hard to believe that Tory's running around the city with a golden gun. And he's just leaving it in the front seat. That just seems like a setup. But I could be totally crazy, you know what I mean?
So it's going to be very interesting to see how all of this plays out in since the stuff that was suppressed becomes unsuppressed. Because even though we were in the courtroom before, we still don't know what was suppressed and what wasn't. Even the jury that decided his fate, they didn't get a chance to know what was suppressed and what wasn't. And now they're going to get unsuppressed.
Yeah, but my thing is that, like, again, Tory supposedly has his gag order removed, which is awesome. The other question I have, the whole thing about Sean Kelly, quit blocking me, goddammit.
I'm blocking you?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Anyway, Sean Kelly does not exist online, whatever. There's rumors about his legal status. I don't know. One story I never told you was, I was the only person that photographed Sean Kelly when he was outside the courthouse. I was the only one that got video and stills. My photo agent, the one that reps my work, would not put those photographs out. Why? I do not understand. It mentioned something that Sean Kelly is a private citizen, therefore his privacy needs to be respected. However, he is a part of a news story. So there's a lot of shenanigans going on that I never talked about, but I just want you to know I did photograph Sean Kelly and I videotaped him outside the court, totally legal, but those photographs and videos were not sent out by the agency that reps my work. And I was very upset about that.
That's very interesting.
But I was in the bathroom screaming at my agent several months ago, and people heard it because I was really pissed. I was like, Sean Kelly is the key part of this case. Why don't you release the photographs? Then someone asked me today, like, oh, just give it to who? I should give it to what, Nick at Night and DJ, what's his name? Who are these?
Academics.
Yeah, academics, and I'm sorry, I get him mixed up with that guy that was in court.
Street TV.
No, not that guy. The guy that wears the Balenciaga and steps around the queen.
Oh. I forgot his name.
Yeah, exactly. That bitch. Anyway, I don't feel like I gotta give my shit away for free. Why should I? But I just want you guys to know. You saw the pictures and videos of Sean Kelly on my YouTube. I know I'm not big. I know I don't have 1 million followers, but I did everything in my power to put that story out, and it was killed. Why? I do not know, but I'm just letting you know that's a God honest truth. If you're interested in buying the photographs or the videos, please contact me. My email is kattalestv it's kattalestvcat@gmail. If you want it.
Say that again a little slower.
It's kattalestvcat@gmail.com.
Okay.
So, yeah. So you want to say anything else?
It's just I just like the fact that it seems that Tory is going to get another opportunity to prevail, and it seems that like the judge is like, I'm not saying he's being biased in any way on either side. He's being a judge, but he is allowing things to be unsuppressed.
Man, I hope the music is playing loud from down below isn't fucking up this video, because you know how YouTube is. They'll be like, oh, you're playing somebody's music. I'm not playing anybody's music. Some asshole down the street doesn't turn down his music.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
she does not stake any claims to the music and does not claim to own the music.
I don't own the music. I'm just trying to do a fucking video, but every time I do a video, someone tries to interrupt it. Why? Do you like my gloves? Anyway, thank you so much. But you guys, like I said, this could happen to you. Imagine being falsely accused of something. I'm assuming. However, you want to have a fair case. You want to have a fair case. You want to make sure your evidence is collected and that you have a chance to have a fair trial. If someone puts a ball gag order on you where you cannot speak, is that fair? Is that justice? If you can go on
unfair.
If you can go on Gayle King and sprout about 30 lies, is that okay? I don't know.
Not okay.
Can you, if you're allegedly a reporter and you hear privy conversation and you live tweet it, is that fair? I don't know. But regardless of which, these are some of the things that happened with this case. Those are small things. However, let's not be emotional. Let's look at facts. Whose stories changed? Where were they sitting? Why did they leave the party? Why did they lie about being involved in a sexual relationship? Was Tory trying to protect Meghan by not telling the truth?
And my question is, why didn't anybody really want to testify? What was that about?
Well, there was people testifying. I did see the chauffeur. He was in the hallway the last.
Wasn't it after the case?
No. Well, no. He showed up, but they didn't. Tory's attorneys didn't let him testify. They thought they didn't need him. The other guy, Megan's bodyguard, shows up after the case, and I was the only one that photographed him too.
But that was interesting that they didn't let him testify when they got Sean Kelly to be their witness.
Girl,
and he came in and his story went kind of awry.
It went awry.
Didn't do Tory any justice.
No. He was he seemed to be Megan's witness.
Yes.
But again, the rumor was, someone told me, I never heard it before, Sean Kelly, his immigration shit wasn't straight. I don't know if that's true or not. That's
allegedly.
Allegedly.
She shouldn't say allegedly.
No, allegedly. But I'm just saying, I never heard that before. I just wanted to know why this motherfucker doesn't exist online. There's another Sean Kelly that's an art dealer. It's not that Sean Kelly. But like I said, my agent would not release those photographs to me out in the mega world of every newspaper, magazine, and entertainment news, electronic media company in the world.
So in the grand scheme of things, this case is very interesting, to say the least.
Very,
very interesting.
Bizarre, crazy, manipulative, and like I said, all these bloggers seem to be salivating over a lynching of somebody. Like, check yourself. Don't you want evidence? Am I crazy though? Am I crazy to think that this case, the evidence didn't stick? Or seriously, because I don't I don't understand why people think it's a slam dunk case because a person who changed their story 50 million times, why should we believe them?
Well, I think that a lot of times people just use their emotions and they feel like that their emotions are going to seal whatever it is into the belief of themselves and others. And that's not the way the judicial system works. The judicial system actually asks people not to bring their emotions and what they think and feel into it. Only listen to the testimony and then use the guidelines
and the facts and the evidence.
And I just think that judicially, someone needs to monitor the jurors more closely to make sure that the guidelines are being adhered to.
But also, the other flaw they did was they pushed the trial to end before Christmas, which was a very serious judgment error.
That was
like
serious.
You don't need to rush a case when someone's life is involved. That is just like grade school 101 lawyering, and I'm no fucking lawyer.
And so, and then too, maybe, I don't know, the attorneys thought maybe it was because it was the holiday time. I don't know what they thought. Let me leave that alone.
No, it's crazy.
I don't know.
But someone brought up a very good point. Tory needs a new publicist.
Yeah, just like he got a new attorney, and I think right about now things are gonna start to look a little better for him. I have that feeling because his attorneys, they seem to be very thorough, and that's what you want in attorneys. You don't want people that's gonna walk in and because they know the law, they're going to take things for granted and feel like everybody else is going to do something this way or that way.
No.
You want to have concrete evidence of things working in a certain manner.
Not only that, you want to outplay your opponent. No matter what you do, you want to outplay your opponent. You can never underestimate your opponent. Tory's original attorneys did that. They underestimated the skill. And even though I would say that the DA, no offense, no shade, they weren't all that spectacular, but they did use the emotional pull with the jurors, and they did pick jurors who were okay with someone lying about their testimony. They specifically picked people that are okay with that.
And while we're talking about jurors, I feel like also attorneys, I would say, since we're talking about attorneys, Tory's attorneys should have made clear things that they were talking about, because most jurors, they don't know the terminologies of attorneys and that sort of stuff. So when you say something,
GSR,
just because you know what you're talking about, burden of proof, and we don't have to show this or whatever for ponderance. A lot of, I'm not just trying to talk down on juries. Some people aren't that educated, and some words, they don't know what somebody's talking about. So you should make things more clear.
Right. You have to talk in the manner of who you're talking to. It's just like being an actor, but also you have to read. If they were paying attention when they did the jury selection, you can kind of gauge people's intelligence. So therefore, you learn to speak to the people you're speaking to and not above their head. And I feel like the original attorneys were very cocky and they were really strange because they kept asking people in the hallway, whose side are you on? Or in the elevator. That's not their job. And that's so immature. This isn't high school.
And then also, sometimes, and I'm not trying to be facetious in the least, I know people, they go to school and they work hard and they achieve their law degrees, but sometimes people's first language is not English,
Oh, I hear.
And it's different. And then they don't go by sometimes it seems like it was like a kind of a street code brought into it,
Yeah, unprofessional. But again, the good things they did was they got rid of the partition between Tory and the attorneys. Excellent.
She's talking about the plexiglass.
Right. Sorry.
It was a plexiglass little partition between. If she's the attorney and I'm Tory, it was a partition between the two of them.
So Tory looked like a little lab rat, and the two big attorneys for Tory were over here like, I'm afraid of this little Negro. So that's very important.
So that has been removed.
Right, that has been removed. Tory looks like a human being. He looks a lot more comfortable. But again, I just want to say this I never said. One thing I know about LA, because I've dealt with crazy shit here, a lot of times you have attorneys that aren't really your friends. You think you paying them, but they're fucking you in the ass. Not saying it happened here, allegedly, but I'm just saying there's so many bad actors here, and I'm not just talking about Amber Heard. I'm talking about so-called attorneys that all they want to do is take your money and run, and they have a deal with another opposing counsel. It happens all the time.
And then the good thing about what's going on with Tory, I would think, is that now he knows what he's really, really, really up against. And sometimes, you know, some men, they still believe in chivalry. When it comes to women, they want to still be polite and nice and not say certain things or whatever, or insinuate certain things. But now he knows exactly what he's dealing with. Everything has been revealed.
Yeah. So if he's protecting somebody now, ixnay on that, eh? Mate, no, s'il vous plaît. Because the shit's done, man. Like, even for me, the people playing the bullshit games in and around the courthouse, I'm done being nice. I'm gonna just be the same. I'm gonna be as, what you give me, I'm gonna give you at 10 times fold.
Well, I'm the silent partner. I don't say anything.
Yeah, right. Just alone and just alone in a restaurant.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just letting everybody do what they do.
They do what they do.
And then I'll say, you know.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, motherfuckers think they're slick and they're not that slick. That's all I'm saying.
That's all she's saying.
Anyway, this is Kat.
Raven Escobar.
And thank you for watching. Watch the other videos. I'm gonna start live, like maybe we're gonna do a live one. I don't know, but I'm gonna start like sending out more tweets about like the Tory Lanez case, because I just think the more people that know about it, maybe it'll help you guys in the sense of if you ever get in trouble, collect your own evidence, because you don't know if the police are going to do it. You don't know if your attorneys are going to do it. Always have evidence, because motherfuckers will try to fuck you.
And always remember, if somebody's in a case against you, they are not your friend.
Trust. I hope that, yeah.
They're not your friend.
The video is saying, stop, we can't take it anymore. So we're going to go. Bye. Thank you. Cool.